learned that Donald Trump Jr. texted Mark Meadows. He's got to condemn this, you know, SHIT as soon ASAP. They knew how bad the insurrection was. Will they be compelled to testify?
Boy, they would be right in my crosshairs if I was on the committee. I mean, firsthand testimony, first of all, that the committee says it has, that means it's coming from somebody in the room. But look, the fact that these are the president's children, they get no immunity. They get no special treatment. This is a congressional investigation. They need the truth. They're entitled to the truth. I would seek their testimony. I would subpoena them if necessary. And if they fight it, I would put them on the Steve Bannon track to contempt.
You may remember that Ivanka Trump tweeted on January 6th calling the rioters, quote, American patriots and asking for the violence to stop. And then she quickly deleted that tweet. But could anyone have stopped the violence besides her father?
Oh, I don't think so. I think only Donald Trump. And by the way, that tweet is very similar to the one Donald Trump sent at 6:01 p.m. on January 6th, just at an hour or so after this ended, when he called the rioters, the people who just torn apart the Capitol, quote, great patriots, and he said, remember this day forever. To me, that's such compelling evidence that those rioters did exactly what Donald Trump wanted and hoped, and I think that quickly deleted tweet from Ivanka says a similar thing.
The Congresswoman Liz Cheney had this to say about the former president's 187 minutes of inaction during the insurrection. Listen.
The president could have at any moment walked those very few steps into the briefing room, gone on live television, and told his supporters who were assaulting the Capitol to stop. He could have told them to stand down. He could have told them to go home. And he failed to do so. It's hard to imagine a more significant and more serious dereliction of duty than that. I think that there is absolutely no question that it was a dereliction of duty. And I think one of the things the committee needs to look at as we're looking at a legislative purpose is whether we need enhanced penalties for that kind of dereliction of duty.
I mean, listen, she's right about that. He could have gone to the briefing room. He could have said, bring a camera to the Oval Office, whatever. She calls it a supreme dereliction of duty. Is that criminal? Could the former president face charges for that?
Well, let me put it this way, Don. The failure to act for 3 hours and 7 minutes is a dereliction of duty. But to me, it's about so much more than that. It's about the fact that he set it in motion and then failed to act, right? I mean, the analogy I would make is it's one thing to walk past a burning building, metaphorically speaking, and do nothing. It's another thing to flip a match onto it, set it on fire, and then do nothing. And I think that's a better analogy for what the president did here. And I've said before, I believe he should have criminal liability here for attempting to obstruct Congress in counting the electoral vote, for election interference, potentially for inciting the riot. But I think there's several bases that he needs to be investigated in a very serious way criminally by the Attorney General, Merrick Garland.
Ellie Honig, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.